Hey everybody, welcome back to the studio. So today I want to talk about one of the questions or statements that I hear and I get so much. And that is this image or has this image been photoshopped? Duh. And there's usually that duh on the end of it, just to make it seem like it's some sort of a sin or something that's just wrong. So let me first, by addressing that, go back to how things used to be before digital photography. If you look at a lot of photographers in the past, you'll notice that they didn't only take the pictures, but they also had their own darkrooms. So they would develop their film and they would print their films. If it was a bigger business, they would actually have an in-house lab doing the work. And within that, they would do things such as dodging and burning, which means lightening and darkening an image or parts of an image in the lab. If they were more advanced, they would have a retoucher on staff. And what would the retoucher do? The retoucher would go through and retouch acne. They would retouch glare on the glasses. They would retouch missing hair, or they would take away hair, or they would do whatever that the client requested or the photographer requested to make that image look amazing. Likewise, in nature and wildlife photography, there was a lot of photographers who added and subtracted or improved or enhanced the pictures to make them look really good. One such photographer was Ansel Adams. He had his own darkroom, and he would actually develop his own film, print his own stuff, and he had somebody that did the work for him that would make it look like he wanted it to look. So whether he wanted a mountain darkened or a mountain lightened, whether he wanted an area of the photo lightened or darkened, all this would be done in the darkroom. And it was something that a lot of photographers did themselves. When I started in photography, I used a professional lab. And what I would do is I would send my negatives to this lab, and that they would be able to do whatever I wanted by doing it either on the negative itself or sending it to the retouching room where they would actually do it on the print. And even today, I get prints in that have been retouched through professional studios, through the professional labs, that you can see where they took a print, they sprayed it, and they went in with a paint, and they actually painted and fixed that area. That was a lot of work. And those people were amazing at what they did. So when digital came out, it allowed us to be able to do those same things on the computer. And that's what Photoshop does. And other programs do it, but most people understand what Photoshop means. And Photoshop, in a lot of terms, means to improve a picture. It means to adjust a picture. Photoshop should not be something where it's a criticism or a critiquing of an image. I don't know a photographer today that's worth their salt that does not do something to their images to improve those images after they've taken them. Now, if you're taking garbage images, you're going to get a garbage product. Photoshop will not improve your photography to the point that you don't need to know how to focus or expose or whatever. You can do a lot to it, but if you don't take a good picture to begin with, the final product, even though if a professional Photoshopper went through and fixed it, is still going to look subpar. So you need to be able to take good pictures in your camera. But after you take those pictures, putting them on your computer and doing some work to them should not be a sin. It should not be, is this image Photoshopped? Duh. Well, of course it is. Any good image is. People go through and they soften the background. They sharpen the background. They may take away. They may add. They may enhance. Many times I see pictures where a flash was used and it was off camera and there was a bit of a shadow. So they go in and they fix that. Or the background had a light spot in it and they go in and darken it. You can't tell. Now, where I think a lot of this has come from is the people who have taken Photoshopping or Photoshopped and taken it to that level where it looks horrible. One such example. Saw a really nice picture. The picture was a scenic picture. The sun was on one side and the moon was on the other. The only problem was the moon was as bright, if not brighter, than what the sun was. Well, obviously, the moon's not brighter than the sun. So that picture was Photoshopped to the point of it looked horrible. It looked horrendous, and it should never have been done. I've seen other pictures where people have taken pictures at night And you look at the picture and you know there's something wrong with it. Well, somebody's gone in and they've adjusted stuff in it until it just looks horrible. So adjusting an image, nothing wrong with it. Sharpening it, burning and dodging, removing something, adding something, whatever. Changing colors, changing shades, all that stuff is acceptable. The problem that I think that we have to watch for being photographers is, are we taking it too far? Are we making that moon too bright? Are we making that sun too dull? Are we changing the shade on something that looks unnatural? Now, if you're a news photographer, a lot of the stuff that you do for other photography should not be done in a news situation. I know a photographer a number of years ago who edited a picture and got himself in a lot of trouble because he removed something from one picture and added it to another picture. And then he put it out there as being a news photo. It wasn't. It was a piece of art that he had, or it was a manipulated news photo, but it was not a news photo. What happened in that picture did not happen in real life. He had to use two pieces to it. But if it's a wedding picture, and you have a perfect smile in the bride in one picture and a perfect smile in the groom in another picture, and they really like that pose, put the pictures together. Take the smile from one and put it in the other one, and away you go. If there's a branch out of place in a tree behind the bride, get rid of that. If there's something wrong with the sky, let's say there's a jet trail in the sky, get rid of that. Even change the sky if the sky looks boring. Add a few clouds. There's nothing wrong with doing that. You're enhancing the photo. Just don't make it look stupid. And if somebody asks you, has this image been photoshopped? Ask them if their hamburgers have been cooked before they eat them, because that's all you're doing. You're just making sure that that image is properly prepared and cooked for the client. So until next time, have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.